After a long break, today we have to be continuation of regarding botany video classing. Already up to regarding ecology, principles of ecology and ecosystem is completed. Now in ecology, the 8th chapter is commonly called as environmental issues. This is the 8th chapter regarding 12 portions. And first of all, what is the meaning about regarding this title view? Environment is nothing but surroundings. Issues means nothing but it creates some problems. So in the topic, what are the issues are developing in the environment that can be keenly studied? Before entering the issues, in general phenomena is commonly called as, after the understanding structure and the functions of many ecosystems, after the understanding structure and the functions of many ecosystem, how it will be interact with regarding what the students, or how the student level should observe environment problem of the surrounding at local levels, national levels, and international levels. If the student could not understand the environment problem for local level, national level, and international level means, it can be create so many kinds of regarding problem in the world. That's why in the chapter we must learn some environmental issues. Such as, what are the first environmental issues? Such as overpopulation, second thing, waste disposal, third one, greenhouse gas, fourth one, ozone depletion, fifth one, urbanization, sixth one, industrialization, seventh one, climatic factors or climatic patterns, eighth one, food, water, and energy scarcity. These are all is nothing but some environmental issues. For here, overpopulation, waste disposal, greenhouse gases, ozone depletion, urbanization, industrialization, climatic change or a climatic pattern, food, water and energy scarcity. Those are very important factor for environmental issues. So first of all, what is the meaning of regarding what environmental issues? Environmental issues is nothing but is a kinds of problems as well as it is create some unwanted problems in the environment. Whose are responsible it can be created by unwanted problem in the environment? Who are the dominant factor or who are the main factor to create environmental issue? The first one is commonly called as unmindful human activities. Second thing, drastic utilization of natural resources. In their environment. Those two is a prominent factor to create problem in this environment. The first one called unmindful human activities. Because if the human it can be do some kinds of activities in the surrounding, after that activities what kinds of causes it must be made. But did you know about like this? But that activities it can be create the problem in the environment. That's a called unmindful human activities. Second thing, in our surrounding there are so many kinds of sources are there, or so many kinds of natural resources are there. That natural resources for human requirements, the human it must be obtained more than the level. That's a call drastic utilization of natural resources in the environment. If unmindful human activities and over-utilization of natural resources, these are one of the very impact of regarding what environments. How it can be possible to reduce that level? So nowadays, the people are so awareness, or you have to make some awareness about the people. How means? You make some solution how to avoid utilization natural resources, or how to rectify from environmental issues, or how to reduce regarding what environmental substances. These are steps. It is a very essential to reduce the regarding what environmental issues. The next one we go into like this. So unminded human activities and the over-utilization of natural resources, it is a very good environmental impacts. As well as nowadays, all the world in the population to be agreed. Something it's need to rectify or to make solution about regarding some important issues. What are the countries to solve the problem in these environmental issues commonly called as? All the developing countries, some global summits are there. Second thing, some conference. Third thing, conventions. So those three is regularly conducted by United Nations. So all over the world, the people want to be agree. Some things need to rectify solution about environmental issue. That's why all developed and developing countries predominantly or regularly conducted some global summits, or regularly conducted some conference, or regularly conducted some regarding water convention. Why it should be conducted a global summit, conference and a convention meeting? To create awareness in the people about environmental issue. In addition, nowadays, some important things to be utilized to minimize human issues. Nowadays, the world summit or some conference, some convention due to indication to minimize some regarding what environmental issues. In all over the world, there are more than 150 countries to sign about environmental issues. So the world population nowadays, to make it edge, something need, some important component to be need, to construct, to rectify or reduce regarding what environmental substances. In addition, why that kinds of things to be regarding what enrich the world? One of the important components are there. That is commonly called as overpopulation. Why overpopulation they may be present? Because due to unplanned regarding what a family planning procedure. If unmended and unplanned family planning procedure in all over the world, there can be increase regarding what human population. So one of the way increasing regarding what to overpopulation. If increase the overpopulation result, demand for productions of food, demand for productions of fuel, demand for productions of regarding what fibers. So for human, these three things it can very essential. So without food, there is no possibility to survive. Without fuel, some of that organism or some of the machineries cannot be run. Without fiber, the human activities never should be run. So that food, fuel, fiber, these three is essential component for human beings. So due to regarding overpopulation, it's a demand for food, demand for fuel, demand for fiber. So for need food, for need fuel, for need fiber, it is very important regarding what environmental issues. That environmental issues generally is applicable to regarding what in agriculture way. So the impact is highly affected in agriculture, resulting what is commonly called as land use modification. So for need for food, fuel and fiber in agriculture, it must land use modification takes place. For land use modification, you can face so many kinds of regarding trouble. What trouble it can be made for land use modification? So for need food, for need fuel, for need regarding what fiber, you have to be altered regarding what land structure. That's called land use modification. If you made land use modification, it can so many kinds of regarding what the problem they will arise. What the first one is commonly called as loss of biodiversity. So what is the meaning commonly called as biodiversity? A richness of living organism on the earth. So all living organisms that are primarily found in the earth, that's called biodiversity. So you are make modified in the land mean biological organism will be lost. This is the first thing. Second thing. First one, loss of biodiversity. Second thing, loss of fresh water or reduce the level of fresh water. So you are made land use modification, the availability of regarding water fresh level is going to be decreased. Third thing, land degradation. So the potential of regarding water fertility should be lost by means of land use modification. So loss of biodiversity, reduce the level of fresh water, land degradation. These three, it's happened there very good regarding what environmental impact. As well as, if you are doing the kinds of component mean, this is responsible to produce some greenhouse gases. So that greenhouse gas which can be made through man-made. Why is a man-made? Because you have to be use land use modification. For that nature it can be released regarding what is greenhouse gases. If it is greenhouse gas releasing by means of man-made, that responsible is regarding what? Global warming. So land use modification resulting releasing man-made greenhouse gases. Man-made greenhouse gas releasing resulting regarding what? Global warming. Global warming resulting commonly called as altering climatic changes. So if it is climatic changes that takes place mean all season can be possible to a regular level. So summer, winter, autumn and summer. So those things regarding what cannot be preserved regarding at another level. So if it is change level means by means of regarding what global warming. Yes. Now I go to the next one topic is commonly called as greenhouse effect and global warming. Before that, can I indicating one of the simple phenomena. You know, at school level, you can make eco groups. What are the eco groups in regarding what is school level? So within a student or within a school campus, you have to make some groups of regarding what students. That student in school level to maintain or it can alter some problem like litter, second thing, health and hygiene, third one, greening garden, and its maintenance. So within the school campus, you have to make regarding what eco groups. That groups should be maintained, or that groups should be rectify the problems like litter disposal. So what are the litters occur in the school? That litters should be collected, carried out to throw some other places. That's called litter disposal. Second thing, some of the groups should be maintained regarding what health and hygiene among the students. Third one, greening or greeny component implemented in surrounding the school. That means planting trees. Is not only planting trees in the surrounding. After planting, it must be maintenance. Then only it can responsible it make regarding what a good environment. The fourth one is commonly called as wastewater disposal. So in our school level, for every day, how much amount of water which are releasing, those water should be collected. You have to treat it with primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment. After the treatment, that water must be poured or that must be irrigated to gardening and planting within the school campus. That is commonly called as eco groups. Yes. So now going to next one topic is commonly called as greenhouse gases and global warming. The greenhouse gas is responsible to create greenhouse effect. So what do you mean commonly called as greenhouse effect? So greenhouse effect is a process by which gradient energy or gradient heat is emitted from regarding what the sun. That the gradient heat from sun is absorbed by atmospheric gases. That gradient heat from sun absorbed by atmospheric gases. After absorbing atmospheric gas for gradient heat, increasing temperature in the earth. Such a process commonly called as greenhouse effect. So greenhouse effect nowadays is a great phenomena who's responsible for obtaining is commonly called as heat from sun absorbed by greenhouse gases. After absorbing greenhouse gas, increasing temperature in the earth is commonly called as greenhouse effect. Which gas is absorbed regarding what atmospheric regarding what heat? That is a commonly called as, or which gas absorbed greenhouse regarding water gases is nothing but one of the commonly called as carbon dioxide. The second one is commonly called as methane. The third one is commonly called as CFC, that means commonly called as chlorofluorocarbon. Then fourth one, other manufacture chemicals. For that P graph, how much amount of component which must be present regarding what must be commonly called as 60% regarding what the carbon dioxide, 20% is commonly called as what methane, 14% is commonly called as CFC. These are commonly called as other gases. So from gradient heat from sun, absorbed atmospheric gases, increase the temperature in the earth is commonly called as greenhouse effect. What gas is absorbed regarding what gradient heat from sun is commonly called as greenhouse gases is nothing but carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbon and the other components. So for example, due to excessive levels present those components on the earth, increasing temperature in the earth resulting irreversible changes that takes place. What is the irreversible changes takes place on the earth? Can I list out to only one? It's nothing but if it is increased the regarding temperature level in the earth, particularly regarding what? Sea level, especially coral ecosystem. If increase that regarding temperature in the coral ecosystem, resulting what is takes place commonly called as coral bleaching is takes place. Where the coral bleaching takes place is observed in India. Is a very good example is commonly called as Gulf of Mannar. In particular is situated to Tamil Nadu. The next one, harmful activities leads to releasing or productions of greenhouse gases is affected by the first one commonly called as burning of coal. So coal is nothing but is a fossil fuel. So if you are burning off coal, which is releasing carbon dioxide. It's the first thing. Second thing, by the way of agricultural practices and animal husbandry, way of agriculture practices and animal husbandry is also releasing greenhouse gases. Third thing, for using electronic appliances, such as one is a refrigerator, second one air conditioner, also releasing greenhouse gases. Fourth one, emissions of regarding what? Automobiles. So those four components commonly called as harmful activities releasing greenhouse gases affected by burning of coal, releasing carbon dioxide, way of agriculture practices and animal husbandry also releasing regarding what greenhouse gases. Third one, electronic appliances like such as refrigerator, air conditioners also releasing greenhouse gases, which has responsibilities is commonly called as CFC. That means chlorofluorocarbon. As with next one, emissions of regarding what? Automobiles. Because nowadays the level of automobile level it's so more by combustions of regarding what the fossil fuel which is releasing so many kinds of regarding what greenhouse gases. That is also responsible for greenhouse effect. Fifth one, higher utilizations of or higher applications of fertilizer in agriculture field which are releasing greenhouse gas nothing but methane. The next one we commonly called as global warming. So what is the call global warming? So the radiant heat from some atmospheric gases absorb that kinds of heat. Increasing temperature in the earth is commonly called as global warming. How that level it must be increased? Due to concentration of greenhouse gases. If that concentration of greenhouse gases it is increased regarding in the earth, it increase the temperature that is commonly called as regarding global warming. Which is the main factor it responsible for increasing regarding what? Global warming. The one of the factors commonly called as overpopulation. So I am already indicating to you, increase the population is a demand for food, fuel as well as fiber. In order to need food, fuel and fiber, you or make land use modification. If it is make land use modification takes place means loss of biodiversity, loss of fresh water and land degradation takes place. If the three is takes place means is always should be maintained regarding what? Global warming. So in order to finally I'm indicating to one of the compound like this. Cloud, dusty particle, humid is present mean the night is always regarding water warmer. Instead of clean without dust if it is available mean that night is usually regarding water cold. That is a phenomena that makes regarding what? Global warming. So now today the environmental issue which are what are the components we discuss commonly called as what the environmental issues are takes place. What do you mean commonly called as greenhouse effect and the global warming. Tomorrow I will go to regarding what the continuations of regarding what the greenhouse gases. Thank you.